This is a couple years ago. I got picked up. Mm-hmm. Police came to my house. They said, "Can we talk to you for a minute? Come down to the police precinct. We just want to ask you a few questions." I said, "No problem." I had nothing to hide.
Shampoo.
I'm not a felon. I don't do kind of crazy stuff like that. So I go to the precinct.
You questioning why this is happening?
Of course, but I took it lightly. I thought nothing of it.
Why would you take it lightly?
Because I was on the straight and narrow.
Doing nothing.
I was working. I didn't have any kids at the time, but I was chilling. I was a normal, like 20-year-old kid.
Oh, because you was 20 years old.
I was in my 20s, but I was normal. I was running around. So I went down there. They said, "Hey, so where were you on this specific date?" And I said, I think I was out in Harlem hanging out with my friend who was drinking. Yeah, I think that's the day. Yeah. So it says, so he asks me, "Do you have any proof?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I could call my friends, my girlfriend at the time."
An alibi.
Right. An alibi. But it said, "Well, those are your family members and friends. Of course, they're going to say you were there. Do you have like a photograph, maybe a receipt?" Well, I said, "Well, I have my ATM transaction, like my transaction report." So the crazy shit was, if you know about banks, right? Sometimes if you use your card on Saturday, everything you swipe your card for doesn't post until the next business day. So that wasn't good. That wasn't good enough.
No.
In most cases, I use my card on a Saturday. It shows pending.
The completed transaction.
If I was a cop, I'd be like, "That's a good one."
No, the completed transaction.
I showed it, but here's the craziest part. I showed an ATM receipt transaction and a paper receipt at like 1 a.m. in the morning. So I said, "Yeah, I was in Harlem."
You were supposed to be. You had nothing to do with this.
So you don't even know what they're talking about.
Okay.
At this point,
right, I don't even know what they're talking about. I finally they gave me time to find the receipt. I found the receipt. I give them the receipt. It shows like 1 a.m. in the morning. It says, "Oh, okay. So what did you do after that?" I went home. I went to sleep.
Yeah.
I got home maybe around 2:30, 3 o'clock. After I dropped my friends off, whatever the case might be. So they look at each other, and it's like, "All right, well, somebody pointed you out. Somebody identified you. 2 separate witnesses identified you as a perp in this armed robbery at 3 a.m. in Mount Vernon." And I said, "Well, that's not possible. It couldn't be me." And they said, "This is 2 separate witnesses. ID'd you in a lineup, a picture array."
You cut out, Cram. Can't see you. There you go.
2 individual people pointed you out in a picture array that you was the guy who robbed them. So I said, "Well, that's impossible." I said, "I was home with my girlfriend. You can call her right now." I said, "Well, again," they told me, "Well, that's your girlfriend. Of course, she's going to tell us that you was with her." And they locked me up. They locked me up.
Yeah, but
they locked me up. They locked me up right on the spot. So I went to Valhalla, and immediately I said, "I want to go to trial." My lawyer said, my public defender was assigned to me.
Yeah, Valhalla is the prison.
Yeah.
Right. The correctional facility.
I know it.
He says, "Bro, if we take it to trial, they can hit you with the max." I said, "Brother, man, I did not do this crime. Take it to trial." The 3rd day in court, we went to trial, right?
What did the lawyer tell you to do?
The lawyer told me to cop out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had a hang on. You had to pay for a lawyer, or they appointed you one?
They appointed me
a
lawyer.
When you get appointed, it's no fault to nobody. If you can't get a lawyer, you got to get one appointed to you.
Right.
But appointed lawyers are usually work within the system of the whole fucking mess.
Yeah,
right?
This is a rare case though, Shampoo. This never happens, Shampoo.
So look.
Oh no. He's proving my point. That's not. Okay, go ahead. I'll show you why. Right.
So we went to trial.
If this was a trial, I would be winning.
Right. So at this point, we at the trial. So at this point, both lawyers, the prosecutor and my defense lawyer, they exchange what they have on each other, called like the discovery or whatever it's called. So in the description of the robber, me, was this one crucial factor that he was 5'3". So I said, I'm 6 feet. I'm 6 feet tall. Immediately, the case was dismissed.
Oh, good. Thank God.
But had they not had that detail, I would have been in there for a crime I did not commit.
But didn't you? But tell me, you was in the court. You was in the court with another dude, right?
Oh, that's another interesting part.
Say it, because this is the point I'm trying to make.
So we drove. I'm driving down. I'm locked up in the jail. We're coming down in the bus to go to court, and I overhear one of the correction officers call an inmate by his last name. So I said, "Hey, I think you're my co-defendant." And they said, "What? That's why I'm coming down here. What happened? What are you talking about?" So I'm explaining the story to him, and he's like, "I was in prison. I was locked up for 60 days already. How the fuck did I commit a crime?" And I said, "Bro, I don't even know you."
You was locked up for 60 days?
No, the other person who did the robbery, who supposedly did the robbery with him.
There was two people, myself and another person committed this crime.
Who kind of looks like him, to be honest.
He's tall, he's light skinned, he's got a bald head.
He looks like a light skinned version of him.
But that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Well, here's the crazy part of it is when I met him, I'm saying, "I don't even know your name, bro." He said, "I don't know you either." He says, "But they locked me up 30, 60 days ago." And I said, "Well, if you're already locked up, why are they accusing you of a crime if you was in jail already?" He said, that makes no sense. He said, "How can I commit a crime if I'm in jail?" Because this eyewitness ID'd him in a picture array.
See, that's why. Listen, all of this
this shit happens all the time.
Okay, this is why I know that. First of all, that is it's insane how close that happened. Like it could have went left.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's I don't even think of that type shit. Like, but that is a fucking nightmare. If you know you didn't do it.
Yep.
Now, having said that, that is such a rarity. It's like hitting the lottery, but the wrong way.
Come on.
Because
what about the?
I'll tell you why. Because if you didn't do something, right? If you didn't do anything,
right,
and the cops pull you over and arrest you and said you did do something because we got a description or somebody said you did it or we got witnesses, 99% of the time, like yours, it will wind up being corrected.
I wouldn't say 99%.
No.
Central
Park 5.
Hang on.
All these niggas, man. Stop, bro.
Hang on.
What are you talking about? Happens all the time.
To explain.
That's a lot. 99%. That's a lot.
98. It's not.
No. I would say.
I'll say 45% of the time.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I would say 45% of the time. I feel like this court system is banking on people with these public defenders because they can't afford a lawyer to pay to cop out to the crimes just so they could get this case on their record and all that shit.
Okay. What he's mixing up is the like you said, the sentencing part. The sentencing part is unfair. I know that for a fact because it's the discrepancy what happens to blacks and whites and other other people. They get different sentences.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, absolutely. That has to be fixed. I don't know if it would ever be fixed, but that's pure discrimination. Now,
you gotta go.
Okay. Now, let me just say this real quick.
Okay.
Let me just say this real quick. If you didn't do anything wrong, the chances of you getting arrested for doing something you did not do is so fucking slim.
Stop it.
It's almost like you're the most unluckiest person in the world.
That's not true, Shampoo.
This because, like you mentioned before, I can match the description. I could be an associate of that person.
Yes,
it could.
Yeah, but most of the time, you're where you were.
I'm talking about people who have already done crimes, though, Shampoo.
Listen,
that's what I'm trying to say. The only reason he was in there is because he had a case prior, and that case was dropped. And
well, let's just reword.
That's the only reason why his name is in the system to begin with.
Space. Let's reword it. Let's say he got convicted of a crime because you're guilty until proven innocent.
If you're in the system, they could pick you up for some shit. Plain and simple.